Hey everyone, Kyle once again, aka Drowsy Godzilla fan. Welcome back to part two of my 18 top 18 worst films of 2013. And just a quick reminder, and I already reminded at the end of part one, but I'll say it again. Number 18 was Carrie, 17 Evil Dead, 16 G.I. Joe Retaliation, 15 The Purge, 14 Only God Forgives, 13 After Earth, 12 Machete Kills, and number 11 was Bullet to the Head. So now I'm doing a part two. I'm on part two right now, and let's get to the 10 remaining ones left. So another bottle of water here because it's getting a little dry. So let's get to number 10. Uh, Number 10, what I thought was a complete utter pile of crap, was Escape Plan. Escape Plan is another film that stars Sylvester Stallone, but this time it starred Arnold Schwarzenegger, which I thought, because for a long time people were whining a film that both starred Stallone and Schwarzenegger together. And it took a while, so they finally did. And it was directed by Michael Hofstrom, who directed 1408 and The Right. The Right with Anthony Hopkins and Rutger Hauer. Was not a fan of it, but I do like 1408. I thought it was a good adaptation to Stephen King with John Cusack and Samuel Jackson. I do like 1408, but I did not like The Right. And this film, I don't know why he would be chosen as a director to direct this film. Just don't see how. But this is I was looking forward to it because they both started together finally for the first time, not excluding the Expendables films, but first time alone, stand alone together. And I would say I was ruined by it. I had a chance to do a good Arnold and Sylvester Stallone film, and they ruined it. It was also called as a film. Film was also supposed to be like a thriller film, but a thriller how? I didn't see no suspense of it. How it was supposed to be a kind of like a thriller, action thriller. I just didn't really see how. So, yeah, Stallone, he's this guy who specializes in breaking out of prisons and seeing the problems, what's wrong with the prisoner. So he breaks out and describes the problems about it. Yeah, but among other cast members, you had Vincent D'Onofrio, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, and this other girl. Which those three act I don't know the actor's name, but the girl's name, but those three people should have been cut out of the film completely because they're all completely meaningless to the film. We would cut those three characters out of the film and it would save time, but still they didn't help the film. Um, so he gets captured. Someone gets captured and is put into this new security prison supposed to be unbreakable. I mean, escape proof. And Stallone is there, and to me, and Stallone, yeah, he's okay. So once again, he was not the problem, but and also same thing with Bullet to the Head, he was not the problem. Um, Arnold Schwarzenegger, that I thought he was pretty good. He had a lot of fun. I thought he had a few good fun moments in the film. Um, yeah, among other cast members, you have Jim Caviezel as the warden. He was to me he was not the best bad guy. He was not the best bad guy, you know. And among other cast members, yeah, this guy, I don't know I don't know what he is. I think he's like Indian or I don't know what it is. He was a guy you saw in the first Iron Man film who helped capture Tony Stark, the leader of this Taliban group. You've seen him in that first Iron Man film, or yeah. So he was is another prisoner in there, and also you have Sam Neill as the doctor of the prison. And it's a shame because I like Sam Neill a lot. I'm a fan of Sam Neill as an actor. Um, he doesn't much to do though. He has like a couple of things, like helps Stallone get some stuff, and it was fun. It was a funny thing for Sam Neill because he helps Stallone out to get some stuff for their escape though. But he's like last time we see him, he was like typing something on the computer, and then just for the rest of the film he just disappears. So basically, that's like another throwaway character, especially for Sam Neill. It's a shame because I like Sam Neill. To me, I thought he was only another probably an actor, even though doesn't have any much to do. I think it was only another best part of the film too. Because I'm a fan of Sam Neill. Um, and so, but all the stuff I did, like especially with Arnold. I thought he had a couple of likable moments, like when he was one point, they wanted to get Stallone wanted to use a distraction with or hitting this heat box, and Arnold starts shouting. Was it start shouting in German, or was it I forget what language it was. It was thing with like German or Spanish. I forget what language it was. I like how he starts shouting that language, and like, oh, he told me, I'm sorry, that. Okay, that made me chuckle a bit. Or this, or although I did like that scene where he was talking with a Warren, he was like drawing on this piece of paper, and it's like a picture of a butt. I was like, told you I'm not that good. I'm not that good an artist. Or I do like the one where he gets in the helicopter and uses the machine gun, starts shooting at the guards, but all of a sudden that moment it just cuts away to Stallone. It's like, oh wow, that just cut away to a fun action scene right there, with Arnold Schwarzenegger shooting more of that machine gun though, and just cut away. Okay, that got lame. But the character, but the thing about the problem with this, the big problem with this film was it was just completely boring. It was boring as hell. Now this was now I was going to mention this was the second this was the one of the films I saw this was the other film I saw with in one day with another film with Carrie, because I went to the theater one day, when both these films were out and released in theaters. I saw both these two films in one day: Escape Plan and Carrie. I saw Escape Plan first, and I saw Carrie last. Saw two crappy films in one day. Even let's say Carrie, even though like I said it's a remake that was not needed, to me I thought it was much more better than Escape Plan, really, because Escape Plan was even much more boring and lamer. Lamer, I think that's not even word. It's much more lame, much more boring and much more lame than Carrie was. So out of the day when I saw those two films, I said to me out of the day, even though both films were crappy, um, Carrie to me is like twice as better than Escape Plan was. I'm not kidding. So yeah, those two films I saw in one day. So yeah, Carrie to me I thought was much more better than Escape Plan, but that ain't saying much though, because Escape Plan was just really boring as hell. The script was this how the script was, was how it was, and just how some of the dialogue, especially when I saw in the trailer, like when um when Stallone Schwarzenegger asked him to get into a fight, he tells Stallone, "You punch like a vegetarian." Okay, that was like a lame line there, very lame line. Um, the stuff of how it's not called, was called an action thriller. I don't see what was so thrilling about it. It wasn't that very suspenseful whatsoever. I did not like Vincent D'Onofrio. Did not like 50 Cent, or this other girl. Those three actors should have been cut out right out of the movie to save time. But that didn't matter though, because this film was as even lame as it was going along, as it is. Um, and the film didn't do well in the U.S. though, but fared better overseas though. think it like made like 20 some million in the U.S. and worldwide made like 120 some million worldwide. Doesn't even deserve that. It deserves a bomb like it did in the U.S. And Michael Hostrom was the wrong choice of director for this film. Especially we directed 2 horror films. He goes and directed an action thriller film. Had a chance to do a good Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger film together, and they blew it. That film just after seeing this, it made me stop watching any more Sylvester Stallone films because I didn't like Bullet to the Head, and did not like this film Escape Plan. I'm not caring to see Grudge Match because to me seeing Stallone, he does not work well in comedy films, with Robert De Niro, especially that scene where they're making a replicating video wearing the green suit, for video games, look ridiculous on him. So I have no interest in seeing Grudge Match because he does not work in comedy films, Sylvester Stallone. I'm just tired of seeing any more new Sylvester Stallone films. I'm looking caring to see the new Expendables film because because it was a shame because the first film I liked and the second film was just too jokey, mostly making fun of Dolph Lundgren's character. And the teaser did not interest me whatsoever. Just a bunch of all the great action stars just walking staring at you. So I have no interest in seeing Expendables 3. So I'm pretty much done with new Sylvester Stallone films. Like I said, he acted okay at Bullet to the Head, or even in this film. This doesn't really matter. So Escape Plan, a very lame and how way to ruin a good Sylvester Stallone Arnold Schwarzenegger film. Had their chance and they blew it. It's more I can say. So now that's number 10 and number 9. This is the one I have here on DVD. Number 9, Pacific Rim. I would say like Pacific Rim. Yes, I did see this in the theater. I wasn't really sure though, but I bought it on DVD and I was like, no wonder I had doubts. Because, but I'll get to the good points in a second. But in Pacific Rim, I really did enjoy the trailer. When I first saw the teaser trailer, then the other trailer, I enjoyed both trailers because seeing the trailers, that's what we really want. Seeing robots fighting monsters. That's what these giant robots fighting monsters. That's what I like in both those trailers. I really did enjoy those trailers. And I still do enjoy the trailer. I still watch the trailer just so I want to see robots fighting. I did not get out of it. I bought this on DVD again, after seeing it's been months after seeing it in the theaters. What action was there? It was only the first robot scene was when they're fighting in the sea, saving a boat, fighting that one monster, and that's it. And that's then probably an hour later, then you get to the other fight scene so only one robot fights, only one robot fights, and until like an hour some later, then that's where you get so that's where you want to see a robot's fighting monsters, just for one scene, then wait an hour later until then you get to the fight, which that was the fight in Hong Kong. I think it was Hong Kong, in China. I do like the fights, but I did like the fight when they fight in Hong Kong with how the robot fight was against the creatures. That was a good fight to it. Other problems with the film, I did not like the lead guy, Charlie Hunnam, the guy who stars from Sons of Anarchy. Never seen the show. No, don't care to see it. He was a clearly terrible lead guy. The Asian girl was not good whatsoever. Idris Elba, he was like I don't know how to say, like, all he did was like have like a one face like this, just like that, and maybe I could say, like, I don't know how to describe Idris Elba's character. This is someone I couldn't describe, but he was probably, I would say, I don't know really how to say it though, but he was not that good. He was not good either, like I expected. Especially that famous speech, as anybody would say in the trailer. You can't canceling the apocalypse. He was not that good. What I expected in Pacific Rim, um, especially when it's directed by Guillermo del Toro, which I like Blade 2, and I enjoyed, what was that film? What was that film that he directed? Well, he was producer on some. He was producer on some films, but what from the films he's directed? Um, oh yeah, Hellboy 1 and 2. I enjoy both. I enjoy both Hellboy films. I do enjoy both Hellboy films, and I enjoy it, and I liked Blade 2 when he directed that film. Um, it was especially was letdown, especially when it was directed by Guillermo del Toro. You know. Um, other problem films, yeah, it was very slow and it was very boring. Especially for one, especially the star. One robot fight scene. It's wait like an hour later until you get to the actual robot fight scenes. Oh my god. Sorry I had to see that. I just swallowed wrong. I hate when that happens. Just want to apologize for just apologize if you had to see that. I just wanted to apologize for you had to see that. It's everyone. If anyone who has swallowed water wrong, it's not fun whatsoever. So yeah, my apologies there if you had to see that. Um, but what I was saying, one of the other problems was, oh yeah, Charlie Day. He was in the start from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He was supposed to be the comic relief. He was not funny whatsoever. He was a real, he was a real. He was not funny whatsoever. He was supposed to be the comic relief, and he wasn't, and he failed at that. And especially when it was his dumb British assistant, who was even much more dumber and laughable. Oh, this oh my theory is better than yours. Yeah. That British guy, just annoyed the heck out of me, and so did Charlie Day. He was supposed to be the funny comic relief, and he failed on that. He was not funny whatsoever. Pretty much majority of the cast sucks. Well, except for one person, which, to be honest, I wish he was to me was the only best part of the entire film, and that's Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman to me was the best part of the entire film. He is this guy who runs a black market who sells kaiju body parts. Kaiju is the name of the monsters in the film. Kaiju. To me, he was the best part. He was the best part of the entire film. Um, I like the line where he's talking with Charlie Day, and talk about Charlie Day wanted one of the kaiju brains, and he's like, "What the hell do you need? What the hell do you need a kaiju brain for? Get all the other body parts: cartilage, spleen, liver, even the crap." How was the final line when he said it? He said, "Even the crap part." Um, especially working with Guillermo del Toro, the three films he just played to, and Hellboy 1 and 2. And and when he got eaten by that baby, I was like, oh man, that was like the only person I liked. The only person I liked in the film, he had to die. He got eaten by the baby. It's not like until the end credits. When he cut his way out, I was like, But although, yeah, I both consider this line both funny and not funny. Maybe people think that's weird saying that, but this is me though. He's like, he cuts his way out, and you're like, where's my goddamn shoe? Because when he got eaten, he lost one of his shoes. Yeah, that was the meal. It was like both funny and not funny, you know. Both 50-50 thing, you know. I was like, oh, he lived, you know, because I like Ron Perlman. When I thought he died, I was like, oh, that was just lame. The only person I liked, and he had to die. But when he cut, it's like, oh, okay, he's still alive now. So yeah, Pacific Rim, you know, especially I mean, I would like to have seen um to have seen, maybe a little bit better. He just cut Charlie Hunnam out and put Ron Perlman in the lead, you know, because especially when he since I really loved him as Hellboy. Maybe I would like to see him fight some robots, you know, controlling the the giant robots and fighting them, you know. That would have been interesting to see, you know. Um, and I do remember that when Rambo Rap for Life he did a rant on Pacific Rim. I asked I left one of the comments saying was Ron Perlman the best was Sir would have been the best was the best part of the entire film, and he agreed with me saying he's saying yes I wish that he would have been in the I wish he would have been in the lead, you know. So I wanted to thank Rambo for saying that comment, you know, responding to that comment to me, and that was why it was a personal thing. That's why I asked him, you know, and he agreed with me. So I just want to thank Rambo Rock for Life for that. And so yeah, I do. That's why that's why I'm a big fan of Ron Perlman, you know, and especially like him in the Hellboy films, and I liked him in this film. To me, he was the only best part of the entire film, and I wish he would have been the take out the Charlie Hunnam guy and put him in the lead. I want to see him fight controlling the giant robot and fighting some monsters, you know. It is a shame, but although I did like the character as he plays Hannibal Chow as the Black Marketer. You know, he was still pretty good in that as that character. So that was one good point I liked in the film was Ron Perlman. The only other good part was I like the special effects. The special effects. It was a shame for a film that was me that I didn't. It was a film I thought was really boring. It was a shame they had to have great special effects. The special effects I thought looked The special effects I thought they looked awesome. I say, yeah, the special effects in this film was awesome. How the robots and the monsters were, you know. It was just a shame to had when the film had such great special effects, you know. It's just a film I thought was just boring and slow, you know. Well, it was just a shame, but yeah, those are the only good points in this film I said I like was the special. I like the special effects in this film, and I like Ron Perlman. All the dumb stuff, you know, like how the monster's blood is very toxic and stuff, you know, how it pollutes stuff, but you saw the monster's blood. You saw how the monster's blood gets spilled in the ocean. So okay, well, is that part of that pretty much the I think the blood gets spilled in the ocean. The ocean's pretty much polluted, but or it's spilled on buildings and it melts the building like it's acid, you know. But that that whole thing, the whole toxic concept is pretty much meaningless because if it can get spilled in the ocean, it gets spilled on land, on buildings, or even Ron Perlman when he got swallowed, when he got swallowed by the baby, because he cuts his way through it and he's covered in that blood too, you know. So he should have been killed if that stuff was very toxic. So that whole toxic blood part is pretty much pointless and meaningless because if it spills in the ocean or on land or even Ron Perlman was covered in that stuff, he didn't die from it. What was the point of adding the whole blood is toxic thing? You know, the film is and then and I did like the fight when the robot fought against the monsters in Hong Kong. You know, yeah, that was a really good fight scene. This is just like you know. And he got the praise, you know, for it. I understand why, because a lot of people like the film, but not me though. And there are plans to try and make a sequel, but I have no interest. Maybe I'll if they ever do make a sequel and Ron Perlman is still has the same character in it, maybe I'll see only because of him, because he was the only best part. He was the only character I liked in the film, and he lives. Like, okay, good, he lives, you know. But if Ron Perlman stars in a sequel as the same character, maybe I'll see it only for him, because as he was the only human character that I liked in the film. Did not like Charlie Hunnam as the lead. Did not like Charlie Day, who was supposed to be funny, but he wasn't. Did not like the Asian girl. Sadly did not like Idris Elba, or Charlie Day's British assistant, who was really extremely annoying. Um, if there was another, here's another funny thing. Probably some other people are mentioned. I certainly did that when I watched Ram Ruff Life says on his worst list of 2013, and he was doing it with his friend OCP Communications. When he talked about this film, like, Idris Elba has this habit of sacrificing himself, and I thought it was pretty funny. It was like, I look back on other films like Prometheus and Ghost Rider 2: Spirit of Vengeance, like, oh my god, they're right, you know. What is up with Idris Elba sacrificing himself? Because he sacrificed in Prometheus, and he sacrificed himself in Ghost Rider 2: Spirit of Vengeance, and he had to sacrifice himself in this. Is like, so they mentioned that comment, and I was like, yeah, that's right, you know, yeah, that he did sacrifice himself in those two films and in this film. It's like, wow, that's just kind of coincidental, you know. So yeah, so I thought that the comment that they made was pretty funny. I was like, wow, they're right. So yeah, so that's Pacific Rim number 9. Only awesome special effects in it though, and Ron Perlman to me was the only good actor in this film, because I'm a fan of him. So that's such a shame, especially when it's directed by Guillermo del Toro, and it's such a shame. So that's number 9. Um, number 8 on number 8 on the list is Riddick. Number 8, so number 8 is Riddick. I have the first 2 films and a short film in this pack in this pack I have. It's like it's a 3-in-1 pack. It came with the first film, Pitch Black. I do like Pitch Black. Chronicles of Riddick I thought was okay, decent, and it came with a short film. I think it was like Into Darkness, I think, or something like that. Then it came out the film Riddick, directed by the same guy, David Twohy, who directed the previous films. Now let's see how does this begin? Anyway, once again another boring film. Vin Diesel. I thought he still played the key. I thought he still was still pretty decent as Riddick. I thought he was still pretty decent as Riddick. But also the film was very boring. The other cast members didn't care about, especially one of the guys was the father of Johns. Who was the father of the character, the father of the character in the first film, Pitch Black, played by Cole Hauser, who was also the character by the name of Johns, and yeah, he was not that good whatsoever. He was not that good whatsoever. Wrestler David Bautista is in it. Yeah, you know, it was like, nah. Other characters I don't know, and I don't care about them. Carl Urban has a cameo appearance as the same character from the previous film, Chronicles of Riddick. Forget how his character's name is called. He only appears at the start of the film. Sad. It's sad he only had a cameo appearance at the start of the film. It was just a little too slow, and the start of the film there was not much of Riddick, you know, honestly, you know. Yeah, he falls CGI style when he gets tricked at the edge of this cliff, and a bunch of CGI rocks at him falling down. And he rests a little bit and finds this little pet alien dog. um, but then on the rest of the and also more at the start of the film was this that what didn't show much of Riddick. It was focused more on the soldier characters, you know. And it's rated R. I didn't see much of, even though it was rated R, I didn't see much more gore. But it was just more for the use of language, you know. Although I thought there was only the only one kill I did like in the film when was the lead one of the oh yeah was one of the bad guys. I think it was like the lead bad guy, you know, who wanted to hunt. I think believe who wanted to hunt Riddick. You know, because he said he wanted his head. He wants his head in his box, and before the alien invasion was starting, you know, they capture Riddick, you know, and that's when they capture Riddick. He takes the machete, Riddick catches the machete, catches the machete with his foot, and kicks it, and cuts the guy's like up to here, his head off right here, like up to here, and then falls in the box. Okay, that was like the only one good gory death scene. Okay, that was a good gory death scene. Cuts the guy's head up to here in half. And that's pretty much it. The rest of the deaths are not that much to run home about, you know. And that fight with David Bautista wasn't much. And it was pretty much like a letdown, you know. Especially I like the first Pitch Black film. Um, Chronicles of Riddick, you know, was decent, but this one was just a letdown. Vin Diesel, like I said, was okay. Was okay as Riddick. That one death scene that I liked was pretty good. Or you know, even when it when even when it was like sad, like when he had his pet alien dog and they had to kill it, you know. I was like, yeah, I know, because wherever in the other films, like in a post-apocalyptic films, you know, whenever it has a pet dog, they always have to die, you know. So I kind of expected that alien dog to die. To me, it was like to me that had more personality than some of the human characters in the film, you know. It was just yeah, even though it made number one at the box office, but it wasn't a big opening weekend, you know. It was close during the Labor Day weekend, so it didn't make much of the box on opening day, and total worldwide made almost 100 million. So yeah, once again, it's another boring, drag-out film. It was a shame because it was a Riddick film, another Riddick film I was looking forward to seeing. It was lame, and it pretty much made me like that, you know. So and yeah, it had some mixed positive reviews, but not major praise, and doesn't deserve any praise, you know. I was saying as yeah, it doesn't deserve major praise. Even though it had a much more lower budget than the previous film, which some reason and then for some reason Chronicles Riddick cost like over 100 million, and while the first and third film were much more lower budgets. I don't know for some reason how that second film had a bigger budget, but it was like I said, it was just a very lame, boring drag film. Other human characters that I never cared for, never cared for whatsoever, except for Vin Diesel. Not even David Bautista or the lead guy who was supposed to be Johns, the son of the character Cole Hauser plays in the first film. For some reason, how many years did it take place after the first film? For some reason, because this guy's supposed to be the father of Johns in the first film, but for some reason he almost pretty much looks like the same age as Cole Hauser did in the first film. And I thought that was kind of weird. It's supposed to take place how many years after the first film? Yeah, so. And even Carl Urban's cameo as the same character from the second film. Only made a cameo appearance, and that was it. So yeah, that's number 8, Riddick. Another another letdown film from a series. So that's number 8. Number 7, yeah, this now look on the next 3 probably make a lot of people mad. Will get a lot of people mad at me. I don't care. Well, this next film, yeah, my brother, he is kind of like what? How can you not like this film? You know, how can you not like this film? It's the same thing with my dad. My dad and my brother are like, what? How can you not like this film? That's their opinions. They both like this film. They both like the film, but to me, I'm not. I don't like this film whatsoever. And number 7, it's Man of Steel. Yep, I don't like Man of Steel. I don't like Man of Steel. That's the film because my brother, my dad are like, oh, what? You don't like this film? Just because it's Superman doesn't mean it's good. Like the previous film, Superman Returns, that came out in 2006. That was a very long, boring, over 2-hour film. It had nothing. Superman doing nothing except he saves an airplane. So what is this film? How is this film any different than Superman Returns? Yeah, Superman does things though, but it ain't much whatsoever. Okay, here I'll explain. I'll explain the good parts first. I'll explain I'll explain the good parts why I like about Man of Steel. I like Diane Lane as Clark Kent's adopted mother. I thought Diane Lane did a pretty good job. I'll be honest on that. Um, Other good parts. I did like I did like Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe, I liked. I thought Russell Crowe was fine as well as Jor-El. Yeah, I think that was Superman's father name was Jor-El, I think. Yeah, I thought Russell Crowe did fine. I thought Russell Crowe did fine. Um, even though much good. Oh, only the start of the film and the rest of the film you see him as a hologram. He still does fine. Uh, I did like the score by Hans Zimmer because there's a lot of musical scores that was done by Hans Zimmer that I thought was really good. And I did like the score. I did like the score in Man of Steel. I did. So Diane Lane, Russell Crowe, and the score by Hans Zimmer. Oh yeah, I liked Lawrence Fishburne, but even though he was not given much to do as Perry White, you know, the head of the Daily Planet, he was not given much to do. But I thought he was okay / fine. I did like Lawrence Fishburne, but he was not given much to do. So it's like 4 things. The score by Hans Zimmer and the 3 actors, Diane Lane, Russell Crowe, and Lawrence Fishburne. Even though he was not given much to do at all, but I still liked him. So that's only like 4 things. Those are like only 4 things I liked in the film. Rest of the film, oh, Henry Cavill. He was okay as Superman, much better than the previous guy who did in Superman Returns, but that ain't saying much though. That's not a good thing I liked in the film. Even though he was alright, it was not good. It was not a good point for me. And the whole thing was like how the funny thing is like how he has the start of the film, like he has another person, so he has when he's older he has a beard. It's kind of like I always find a thing because it's like well it's another film that I like that's next on the list who also has a beard. It's like people who looks like a hobo, like why don't you make everybody a hobo? Like even the new teaser trailer where the trailer for X-Men Days of Future Past, the younger Charles Xavier has like a beard, kind of looks like a hobo, you know. There's a lot of films I saw, like superhero films who has like the hero who has like a full beard, and it's like who looks pretty much a hobo. Why don't you make everybody a hobo, you know? The younger Charles Xavier in the Days of Future Past looks like a hobo. The Man of Steel in this film looks like a hobo. Um, and there's another film. Well, there's another Marvel film. Well, that's another thing. It's a Marvel film, which I'll get to on the next get to on the list. But who also has a beard, it looks like a hobo. Why not just make everybody look like a hobo? You know, it's not it's not that very catchy, you know. But although I did not like was Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner stars in this as the adopted father, you know, who is in the comics. It was was Superman's mentor. You know, teaching how, you know, the life about life and stuff. You know, or not, and he knows he has strength, right? What do you think is, yeah, as anybody was probably, maybe some other people were probably mad when he says, you know, remember the scene where when he was a kid, you know, the school bus falls in the river, and he gets out and saves everybody, including the other kid from drowning, and he's been seen, he runs away and goes to for Kevin Costner. He's asking, you know, well, you know, you saw, and he's like, what was I supposed to do? And what was I supposed to do? What was I supposed to do? Let everybody drown and die? And Kevin Costner says, maybe. Oh man, maybe. That's the thing you want to teach them. That says maybe. You know, a simple yes or no would have been better. You know, yes or no, not just maybe. Kevin Costner was Kevin Costner. I'm sorry, I like Kevin Costner, but it was just acting like he just acts like a jerk, you know. That's what you want. This is Superman's mentor. This is why you want to teach him, maybe, or um, even in another flashback. You know, with the tornado. You know, he wanted say Kevin Costner was save that dog that was stuck in the truck, and um Clark wanted to save him. He could have saved him, you know. So yeah, he could have been seen by the people and just run away though, but and never be seen. But at least he would have saved his father, adopted father. But all Kevin Costner does is stops and just like this, you know, give him like sort of like this talk to the hand thing, you know, and just lets him die. Even though he died differently, whether it was in the comic or in the other film, you know. Like I think it was like in the old film with Christopher Reeve, the 1978 one. Like he died from a heart attack, I believe. I haven't seen that Superman film in quite a while, so I have to remember on that again. I think the old in that film, his daughter's father died from a heart attack, I believe. Could be wrong. Um, so yeah, they changed stuff because it's not like it's not like the comics, so they changed stuff, you know. But yeah, all you want to do is this, just like this talk to the hand thing. Kevin Costner in this though, but just he was not that great in this film. I'll be honest, because I liked Kevin Costner, but in this film he was just, especially being Superman's mentor. You know, that's what he wanted to teach Superman in this film, and not basically he wanted to teach him not to save lives, basically, not to save. If he said maybe for the school kids, yeah, maybe he wanted to tell him not to save the kids' lives, just let them die. Or not to save his own, or not to save his own life just by telling him not to save his life by giving this to him. Um, other actors, especially Michael Shannon as General Zod, who was way too over the top in this film. I will find him. I will find him. You know, this is way too over the top on this film. Because how it was different, and when General Zod appeared in Superman 2, yeah, I think he was in Superman 2. He you know he wasn't I think that General Zod in Superman 2 was played by Terrence Stamp, who really not in the series Smallville. He played the voice of Superman's real father. Really enough, he wasn't. I think Terrence Stamp he wasn't that over the top as Michael Shannon was as General Zod, and he died differently. What he did with Superman, I think Superman kicked his ass, and I think I think he threw him very far, and I think he landed on a rock or something. I think he broke his back or something. Like I said, I haven't seen the Superman films in a while, so I could be wrong. I could be wrong on those. So if they think I'm wrong, feel free to tell me in the comments and how, because I haven't seen the Superman films in quite a while, so could be wrong. And Terrence was not way too over the top than Michael Shannon was. Michael Shannon was just way too over the top, on acting. It's like wanted, just and the other thing is that all the too much the cloud damage to Metropolis, you know, Zack Snyder, he's really following. I don't think I could blame Zack Snyder for doing this because this film was also produced by Christopher Nolan, who directed the Dark Knight trilogy. Which I don't like the Dark Knight trilogy except for Heath Ledger as the Joker. Maybe because possible I blame more on Christopher Nolan because this looked more like a Dark Knight film than Superman, because especially directed by Christopher Nolan, produced by Christopher Nolan. I don't think that to me this looks more like Christopher Nolan's doing than Zack Snyder's doing. But even Zack Snyder, I didn't see much more of the slow motion stuff that he did in his other films, Amy Adams as Lois Lane, she was not good at all either. I think she has always had a habit of popping up like out of nowhere sometimes, like where at least she was at Antarctica while she recognizes all right she sees is Clark Kent as Superman. When she visits his grave, he's already his grave is already there, And the Superman in this film, I don't think he doesn't care about saving the lives of the human beings, because there's a lot of times like for instance, like how undone part is this? Like when I think it was like one of the general, I think it was either General Zod or one of his there was either that female girl or the other huge guy, they threw like a fuel tank truck, right? They throws it, and Superman he just jumps over it. Now he could have he could have stopped the truck himself, but no, he decides to drive jump over it, and and makes the truck explode. Now I don't know, was there a human character? Was there a human in that truck? Who knows? Because he could, if there was, he could have just stopped it and set the person free, or say he just jumps over and lets the truck explode, and probably the person could have died. So he probably practically just murdered a guy, Well, not physically, but you get what I'm saying. And all those other buildings that they all smashed through, because there's no way that also Metropolis could have been evacuated that quickly, because they said ever since they saw all this alien stuff that they started evacuating. They couldn't evacuate that Metropolis that quickly, because Lawrence Fishburne was with the other girl and another guy, and he saw some other people out in the wreckage, after the fight was over, and all the other buildings that came smashing down with the other people could have been killed, but in less collateral damage, And all this something like of stuff that wasn't at the ending, where Superman smashes a satellite, how does this go? I'm trying to think how this is the same way where after at the end he takes the satellite, smashes it to the ground. Um, was it so no one could see, no one could recognize me, or who I am. I think that's how it was, and I'm like, you lived in your hometown in a Smallville your whole life, and no one would recognize you that you're Superman. Yeah, uh, yeah. This is the dialogue in this is that was not that great at all. It was being, what I said, it's an over. It's I think it was like 2.5 hours. I think it was like 2.5 hours, and it was a really long, slow, boring film. I got bored with it, even though it was, even though I wasn't bored with the scenes of the actors I like Russell Crowe and Diane Lane or Lawrence Fishburne. But it was not that great a movie at all. I know I'll probably get a lot of people mad, and I know my brother, my dad are mad because I don't know why I like this film at all. I really hate this film. That's their opinions, but to me, they can love the film what they want though. But to me, I just don't like this film. I don't like this film whatsoever. It was just another boring, long, drag out film. It was just like, yeah, it's slightly better than Superman Returns because Superman Returns doesn't do anything in that film except rescue an airplane. That's it. Yeah, you can say Man of Steel is slightly better than Superman Returns, but that ain't saying much. And Zack Snyder, he's done better. I enjoy the Dawn of the Dead remake. Watchmen, I don't care for, but it's better than Man of Steel. Um, Sucker Punch, that gets to the Sucker Punch. Yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff that I don't like about Sucker Punch, but except for a couple of good points though. But Sucker Punch to me is much more better than Man of Steel. Legend of the Guardians, that film right there, uh, to me that's Zack Snyder's best film. It was a very well, beautifully animated film for the first animated film that he's directed. That to me is 10 times better than Man of Steel. And that film doesn't do well. It didn't do well in the U.S. and over an overall performance. And that has a much more lower rating on both IMDb and on Rotten Tomatoes than Man of Steel does. Was higher than both in both those sites than that film. I love Legend of the Guardians. It's one of my all-time favorite animated films, and it's very beautifully well made. And Zack Snyder's usage of the slow motion is done much better than Man of Steel. To me, that's his best film, and he really did very well for his first animated film. So Man of Steel, Man of Steel just sucks big time. It just sucks. Other than Diane Lane, Russell Crowe, Lawrence Fishburne, and the music by Hans Zimmer, best practically it. Kevin Costner was not that good, especially how stuff with the talk to the hands and not saving, be able to save him, or telling saying maybe if you wanted to if you wanted to let the children die. And Michael Shannon extremely over the top as General Zod. Oh, where is he? I'll find him. I'll find him. I just have nothing to say. Yeah. And yes, they are gonna do a crossover. They're do a crossover with the yeah. For everybody knows, Batman and Superman. I don't know. I want to know who wants. I don't know who want to root for, because especially the Dark Knight Batman, which is barely no Dark Knight whatsoever in any of the three films. I don't know who to root for. That kind of Batman or the Superman in this. I would say neither. Maybe Batman, because Ben Affleck is going to play Batman, I'm a big fan of Ben Affleck. Maybe I'm hoping he'll do good as. I know maybe he'll do a lot better than Christian Bale did as the Dark Knight. Dark Knight, no, Batman. It's not the Dark Knight. It's Batman. Maybe I'll choose Batman because Ben Affleck is going to play him, and I hope he does better than Christian Bale is, because I'm a big fan of Ben Affleck, especially when he played as Daredevil. So hopefully he'll do good on that. So that's number 7, Man of Steel. Sucks. Number 6, The Wolverine. I know. I'm probably yelling because I'm hating all these superhero films so far. Man of Steel, don't like, and I don't like the Wolverine. Wolverine is another. It's directed by James Mangold, who directed Copland, and he directed. Oh, I forgot. There was another film. There's another film that he directed. In fact, let me look this up. I just want to make sure I get this right. Yeah, I know he directed the remake of 3:10 to Yuma. But there was another film that for, that I forgot. Just want to make sure to get it right. I know he directed Copland, he directed 3:10 to Yuma, but there was another one that he directed. Oh yeah, that's right. He directed Identity. He directed Walk the Line and Night and Day. Night and Day is much better than this. I like Night and Day. It's much better than Wolverine. Identity that's much better than Wolverine. Copland with Sylvester Stallone and Robert De Niro. That's another film that they did before Grudge Match. This is a film I'm just got tired of seeing. This is the point. I'm tired of seeing X-Men films. I'm seeing X-Men films / Wolverine films. I'm tired of seeing these. That's why after this, I'm not looking forward to seeing X-Men Days of Future Past whatsoever. This has got to the point where I wish they just stop making X-Men films. Because out of all the Marvel films, with the screw up most with the continuity is the X-Men films. Ever since X-Men Origins Wolverine, I don't like X-Men Origins Wolverine, First Class, and this film. I'm not looking forward to Days of Future Past. This film was another lesson. Well, all these other films, I keep on saying the word I keep on saying the word boring. I'll just keep on saying as much as I want. All these other films on this list are boring. But I'll keep on saying it. Like I said, it's boring once again. Although Hugh Jackman, yes, Hugh Jackman, I always thought he was not that. I thought he was always not bad acting wise as Wolverine. He was always not that bad acting wise as Wolverine. It's just the point that it's just I'm just tired of seeing how X-Men is. You know, especially in X-Men Origins Days, X-Men Origins Wolverine. Um, as I mentioned, like I mentioned about Man of Steel with the beard looking like a hobo. This is what I meant. That's what I meant to say in this film because um Wolverine has the long hair and the big beard. Who does look like a hobo, which kind of for some reason really amazing. It looks like Michael Myers and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 with the long hair and the big beard, thick beard like what Wolverine has. I was like, why don't you just make everybody a hobo? You know, just have that same look. Because I'm getting tired of this. I'm getting tired of this hobo-looking look. Then he gets the bar fight. He's about to fight these people in a bar for killing this bear, this badly made CGI bear. And then this girl comes in with a sword, you know, so it didn't really kick anybody's ass in the bar, really enough. That's just lame. And the thing is, they hide in the well, because there's this old guy who was a soldier in the war during the war who's Wolverine saved his life, and he asks if he wants to give him a chance to be immortal, take away his healing power because the old guy wants it. And the flashback it looks somewhat like the same, where he saves the guy his life inside a well. It's like GI Joe Retaliation, where it's in a well, you know. Um, and another part, and the thing is, because you thought the old guy died, but no, he's still alive. He's in this badly CGI Silver Samurai outfit. That's a Silver Samurai, as a robot. Another one of dumb ideas. Once again, no blood, no blood whatsoever. I want to see blood in a Wolverine film. If they did, they use CGI blood. I don't like CGI blood. I'm tired of seeing all this no blood and with Wolverine, because you see stick his claws into someone, but you don't. But he pulls them out, and he sees no blood on them. What is up with that? You stick into somebody, you know there's obviously gonna be blood on them. The video game of X-Men Origins Wolverine, that has blood in it. Why can't you just, if you can do that for a video game, why can't you just do it for a movie? I'm getting tired of this no blood stuff for Wolverine. Other dumb ideas. He thought the scene where he talks to this guy and he throws this guy out, they're in a tall building. He throws this guy out off the balcony. He thought, okay, he killed the guy, but no. Thank God he landed safely in a swimming pool, so the guy lived. Or the crappy fights, like on the bullet train, was not a good whatsoever. It looked like this. Oh, with a scene where he's flying through like he's Superman. When she's shooting all this CGI guys, bad guys flying off, Kind of like, in the train, they're going very fast, yeah, I don't care about that. And so slowly they're bouncing on the train, like boom, 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 boom. Flying, moving around, like bouncing on the train like it's made of rubber. And even the funny thing is, like, even in the comics, he fought ninjas. He fought thousands of ninjas. And there was a picture where he's standing on a big pile of dead ninja bodies. He fought ninjas in this film. He only fights 2. Only 2. He only fights 2 ninjas. At the one scene where he goes to rescue, goes to rescue, I think it was to rescue the girl. I think. That's when he gets captured by shooting but they shoot all these arrows in his back. Now they can just cut the wires and just keep on running. And the extremely stupid idea when the Silver Samurai has a sword and it cuts off his claws, his indestructible adamantium claws. Oh, the sword is heated adamantium, so that's why it can cut through. I don't care. To me, I think it was like an incredibly dumb idea. I don't care how it was in the comics. If it's out there in the comics and I see it on the screen, it looks like a completely dumb idea. And I hate it when he had those, and I hate when he had those bone claws. Did not like it in X-Men vs. Wolverine. Did not like to see it in this either. I hate the bone claws. And the villain, that snake lady, Viper. That was the name, Viper, the snake lady. She villain. Oh, I'm a snake. Yeah, I stick my tongue on. I'm a snake. Yeah. I don't give a crap. Crappy villain. And yeah, of course, the film was a hit. He gets the pass. So what? I don't care. And then at the end of credits, gets to where all people freeze, and there's Charles Xavier, Professor X, and Magneto. How Professor X was able to appear, because it looked like he died in number 3, Let the Last Stand. He disintegrated by Jean Grey, but somehow he was able to reappear fully complete. This is just, I don't get it. Somehow it must use some kind of a magic ability to make himself reappear again. I don't know. This film was got extremely dumb ideas, lame fight scenes, and yeah, even though Hugh Jackman, yeah, I remember saying that this film was PG-13, it was less bloody because kids wanted to see it, so that way it would not frighten the kids to see blood. If it was gonna be that bloody, you don't want the kids to see them anyway. If they want to make like if they're trying to make a Deadpool movie, they said they want to have blood in it. Please let it be bloody, because he's gonna be shooting off people, he's using his swords, But I don't know. if they do make a Deadpool movie, as they said they wanted to try to add blood in it and make it R-rated. You know, the Punisher films, they were R-rated and they have blood in it. I don't know say why, cause especially for a Wolverine film, we stabbing people left, right, and center. You should be seeing a lot of blood on splattering and on his claws, But no, every time you see him, it's like boom, 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 and there's no blood in his claws. I just don't get it. That's what I'm just really burnt out on X-Men films. I just don't want to see X-Men Days of Future Past because I know this is gonna be just like me ranting and raving, just like the Wolverine and X-Men First Class and X-Men Origins Wolverine. The X-Men series has gone downhill ever since X-Men Origins Wolverine. Yeah, Hugh Jackman, he's always been the best acting, well, not the best, but he's always been good acting-wise as Wolverine. But those don't save the films, though. Well, he wasn't X-Men First Class. He only had a cameo appearance, which to me that was the only best part of the entire film was his cameo appearance in First Class. But I'm just tired of Wolverine films or X-Men films. I just don't want to see no more. And that's only 5. So I'm gonna end this review right here, and I'm gonna continue I'm going to continue for a part 3 later. So because it's been it's been over an hour and my throat's getting a little sore, so I'm talking a lot. So I'll stop right here and I'll get to the last 5 later. So let's recap on the first 5 of the top 10. Escape Plan, Pacific Rim, Riddick, Man of Steel, and the Wolverine. So thanks for watching and stay tuned for part 3 of my worst films of 2013. Later.